Hello everyone, Zaid from Z Security here, and today we have another video in our Hack the Box series in which Dimitris is going to hack the grandpa machine. To do that, he is going to first gather as much information as possible about the target machine. He's going to start with a simple unmapped scan to discover all of the running services and the ports that these services are running on. He's going to start with these services one by one as shown in my course. The first one is going to be a HTTP server. So first he's going to load it. He's not going to find a lot of information. So he's going to go ahead and see if the actual server has any exploits, any public exploits. To do that, as shown in my courses, he's going to go on Google, run a quick, simple Google search. The first result is going to be fruitful. It's going to be a remote code execution vulnerability. It also has a metasploit module that makes everything much easier. So he's going to go back to metasploit, run the exploit, gain initial access. The target is going to be a Windows server, I should have said. At the initial access, at this stage, he actually has control over the target computer. And in real life scenarios and in pen tests, this is great and you can actually stop at this stage. But Dimitris is not gonna stop. He's greedy. So he's actually gonna try to get the highest privileges on the computer and get system privileges. To do that, he's gonna background his session. He's gonna use another metasploit module to look for local exploits, local privilege escalation exploits. He's going to run the module. The module will actually discover a local privilege escalation exploit. So he's going to go back into his session. He's going to migrate into a safer process. From the safer process, he's going to run this local exploit. The local exploit is going to run successfully, escalating his privileges to system, which basically allows him to do anything he wants on the hacked computer. At this stage, he's simply going to try to read the root flag to basically enter the value of it in Hack the Box and hack the machine. But basically at this stage, he has full control over the computer. So, as you can see, this lecture is packed with useful information, from basic information gathering to understanding the whole methodology that we follow when pen testing or trying to hack machines, from the information gathering to how you would digest this information to see which parts are useful and how to use it to exploit the target system. You're going to get more comfortable with using metasploit, entering sessions and backgrounding them, and searching for exploits and searching for local exploits and privilege escalation with Windows, because a lot of the time we use Linux. So this is a really cool example on hacking a Windows server and escalating privileges to system, which is the highest on the target computer. I hope you find this video useful. If you do, please show us love and support by liking the video. This also tells the YouTube algorithm that this is a useful video, so it suggests it to more people and it helps us grow. So we really appreciate it if you can smash that like button if you're enjoying our content. Also, like I said, we're doing a Hack the Box series now, so hit the bell icon to be notified every time we upload a video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Oh, and in this video, Dimitris is actually hacking the target computer live. So he did it as part of the live sessions that we do on our VIP community. So if you like this kind of stuff, check out our VIP community to see everything that you get with it and to participate in the future live sessions.
Hello and welcome to yet another live hacking session on the VIP Z Security Discord server. My name is Dimitris and today we're going to hack the grandpa machine on Hack the Box. So this is the machine that we are going to hack today. Its IP, it's 10.10.10.14 and I have already connected to the to the Hack the Box VPN. So I can try to ping the machine. There we go. So we get the result. We can actually ping the machine. So I'm just going to start with a basic nmap scan, which will reveal me the services running on that machine. So the command I'm going to use is nmap. You guys know nmap. So it's nmap-sv, which sv probes the open ports, -a, which enables OS detection. And then I'm just going to put the IP of the machine, which is 10.10.10.14. We'll just give it some time to run. and this should display us the running services on the machine. There we go. So we have the results, which is Microsoft IIS HTTPD 6.0. So this is the service that is running on this machine. So we can go ahead and actually, since it's an HTTP service, we can see if we can actually access the web page. And it says under construction. This side is under construction. So now that we have the version of the service that is running on this machine, we can actually copy this and then search for exploits. We can see right here we have Microsoft IIS 6.0 Windows Remote Exploit Database. So this is hosted on the exploit database, and this is the name of the exploit. It's a remote buffer overflow. So I know that this exploit can be found on metasploit as well. So I'm just gonna open a new tab and then go to MSF console. So now what we're doing was analyze the services that were running on the machine so that we can actually find some exploits for them. So now that MSF console is actually running, we can go ahead and do use, actually search the name of the exploit, which is this one. And then I'm going to use this exploit. We can see that the description says Microsoft IIS WebDAV and the buffer overflow here. So I'm just going to do show options to show all the options that we have to set. And right now we only need to set the rhost, which is the IP of the target machine. And then we can go ahead and exploit it. We see it started a reverse TCP handler, and then we actually get a meterpreter session. So that was fairly simple. All we needed was an exploit to actually gain access to this machine. So quick recap to what we have done up until this point. We did an nmap scan which revealed the services running on that machine. We analyzed these services and then we found an exploit on that specific version that is running on the machine. So if I do shell and do who am I, we can see we are NT Authority Network Service. So since we're using metasploit for this, I'm just going to exit this, shell, I'm going to background my connection, and then I'm going to use something called an exploit suggester, which will actually run some scans and then it will check if the exploits that was suggested are going to work. So I'm just going to search suggester, and this is the exploit you need. It's not actually an exploit, is an exploit suggester, like I told you. No, actually the command is use, not set, excuse me. And then if we do show options, all we have to do is to add the session that we have. And if we do sessions, we can see that we have ID1. So I'm going to do set session 1 and check again. So options, it was set, so I can do run. And we will give this some time to run because it takes a little bit of time to actually test all the exploits that can be used on this machine to gain a higher privilege. So our goal now is to actually gain a higher privilege in this machine to get the user flag and the root flag that can be found in this users directory on the machine. So again, I told you what we did so far. We scanned with nmap, analyzed the ports, found the exploit, and now that we have a reverse shell connection, we are waiting for the exploit suggester to give us the results on what exploit we should use to gain a higher privilege on the machine. So let's just give it some time. There we go. It says 29 exploits checked are being tried. So it's trying this. And there we go. The module execution completed. And these are all the exploits that we can use to gain a higher privilege in this machine. I'm going to select this one, and then I'm going to do use. And before I use this exploit, it's actually really good to migrate to a process that is running under the authority network service. So if I go back to my session, I will explain right now. If I go back to my session and do PS to list the processes running on the machine, we can see that these services are running. So it's better to actually migrate to one of these processes, like this one, which is running on NT authority network service, because the connection is going to be a little bit more stable. So I'm going to do migrate, and then 4024, which is the PID of the process. I'm going to execute the command, and the migration completed successfully. So now if I background the connection again, and so the options on the selected exploit, we can do set session, and it's 1. Because I tested this before, we have to actually set the lhost to gain the reverse cell. So if I do if config, we can see right here that this is my TAN0 interface IP. You will get this after you connect to the hackthebox VPN. This is the interface that you should get, and you should get an IP here. So I'm going to do lhost and my IP. So I'm just going to run this exploit. I'm going to close this. So the exploitation was successful. So exploit completed, but no session was created. If you go back to our session here and then list the processes, we can see that we can see the authority processes, and I can just migrate to one of these processes, which is dllhost.exe. I can do again same command as before, migrate to the PID 1912. Remember, we are migrating to a process that is being run by authority system, which is the higher privilege that we are trying to gain. And if I go ahead and do a cell again and do who am I, we are system, which means we have the higher privilege on the machine. So if I go ahead and go to the C folder and then list the directories, we don't see a users directory, but I've already done this, and it's this one. It's the documents and settings. This has the users inside. So if I do cd to documents and settings and then list the directories again, we can see Harry and administrator. I'm going to do cd to Harry first, list the directories, and then cd to desktop. And now we can see the user.txt flag. To see it, to see the contents of the user.txt flag, we have to just run type and user.txt. This is the user.txt flag. So if you did this, if you did everything correctly so far, you will get up to this point, and you would actually gain access to the user.txt flag. So congratulations so far. And we can go back again and check the administrator folder. So since we have access, because we remember we are system, we have the highest privilege on this machine, so we can actually access everything on this machine, including the administrator folder. If I do dir, we can also cd to desktop here, and we can see the root.txt flag. And the same command as before, I'm going to do type and root.txt. And we successfully rooted this machine. So congratulations if you've done everything so far. So now you can actually ask me any questions that you have.
So that's it for the video. I hope you found it useful. Let us know in the comments what you think and what you want us to cover in the future. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't done so already, and subscribe to us to stay updated with the latest in cybersecurity and ethical hacking.